big man? Huh? I'm talking to you.
What?
You wake up in the morning, you say, I put on my big boy pants. Look, I'm wearing a belt. I got big boy pants on. You take your lunch because you got big boy pants on? You got your big boy pants and your snack? I can say big loud things. I can be demonstrative.
Stop!
We don't do this.
You're scaring the shit out of me, man. Stop it!
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
What the hell are you doing, man?
Alrighty. Hello and welcome to episode 63 of the Full Send Half Bass podcast. Here tonight, I am with Tom. Tom, how you doing, man?
Man, we're 13 days away. I'm ready. So excited.
I'm so stoked. I was talking, my dad came down to visit me this weekend. We were talking about Talladega. He's like, yeah, I'll see you. Next time I see you, I'll be at Tom's house in his garage. Talladega, on the week of Talladega. I was like, hell yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm super excited. Oh, man. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, he also was talking to Bill. He was excited to go as well. He was like, yeah, man, when are we leaving? When do we go? Hey, I'm ready to go.
Bill texted me the other day and he was like, hey, I need your address. I'm going to send you some stuff. And I was like, okay, here it is. And I gave it to him. And he messages me back and he goes, hey, they canceled my card because apparently I was buying something fraudulent or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's like, we're just going to go have to buy it when I get there. I was like, sounds great, dude.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
plenty of stuff.
Yeah, dude, he's so stoked about it. I'm super stoked. I can't wait. Jared's gonna come down and hang out with me 2 or 3 days before we fly down to Dega. It's gonna be great.
All right.
Yeah, then we'll fly down there on Monday. But that being said, we'll talk about that more here later in the podcast. But that was a great little intro. All right, so tonight we're gonna be doing a little bit of news here tonight for the podcast. There's quite a bit of news around the motorsports world. And then we'll also talk about the Xfinity Cup race this weekend at Richmond. We got some more driver and bonehead moves of the week here segment here for you, nominees. We'll go over the Cup points as well as they stand after race 6, I believe it was this weekend, or maybe 7. And then we'll also preview the races this weekend. We got the Cup Series, the Trucks, Xfinity, all at Martinsville. Formula One's back at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix weekend. And we'll go over some of our fantasy as well with you guys here. And then one of our famous segments that we are getting into here. So we'll see what we have to say about that here as we go as well. Alrighty, let's start off with some news. So, last week we came on this podcast, we talked about the NASCAR potentially trying to buy the Long Beach Grand Prix. Well, we're saved. We're saved. IndyCar's saved, at least. They're going to keep their crown jewel event. It looks like the guy that owns the second half of the 50% stake, Foresight, he's going to end up buying the remaining 50% stake there for the Long Beach Grand Prix. So, it's going to stay in the hands of IndyCar. I'm super excited for this. I was really skeptical about the NASCAR. Like we said last week, like LaJoie was going to end up tearing the fountain down. We're going to have a bunch of wrecks, incidents. I mean, IndyCar was going to lose. It's like, in my opinion, I think Long Beach is the second crown jewel on the IndyCar schedule. I think it's Indianapolis 500 and it's Long Beach. That's it. That's all they got. So you didn't want to lose Long Beach. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Are you glad it's going to stay in the hands of IndyCar? I am.
Yeah, I am, and I was not really that skeptical just because the history of Long Beach and it's so pivotal in IndyCar that they go there. It's so pivotal. If IndyCar lost that slot, it would be a huge blow to the IndyCar community. So for Forsyth to come in and do that, total baller, total G. We appreciate you, sir. Hats off to you. If I ever see you in public, I'll buy you dinner if you don't think it's creepy. But I think it's great that he and it keeps IndyCar relevant, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. I think that everything went in the right direction, and there's nothing to worry about, which is great.
Exactly. That's like one of the first IndyCar races I used to watch back like in the day was what was it, the Champ Car World Series or whatever. Their final championship race was always Long Beach every year. Besides Indy 500, of course, I'd watch that when I was younger. But like Champ Car and the Long Beach Grand Prix, it's just a namesake, man. It's the race. Glad to stay in the hands of IndyCar. I know I kind of, as a racing fan, though, I kind of was hoping that it would happen with NASCAR because I was like, you know what would be the coolest thing, Tom? And I said this, I was like, I'll buy it. I don't care if the tickets are $1,000. I'm going to buy them today if it happened. But can you imagine if we on like Friday, we had the jumpy trucks, we had the Mazda MX-5, the Pilot Challenge. Then on Saturday, we had IMSA with the Xfinity doubleheader, and then IndyCar, NASCAR doubleheader. Holy cow, man. That ticket would be the best ticket in all of motorsports right there.
Jay, why can't that happen now?
Exactly. Why can't this happen?
And we've made I think NASCAR has done the right thing in introducing a street course. Okay, there's a lot to build there. Chicago was kind of questionable going there. I don't know who thought that up, but look, we got a great moment out of that, which triggered the Aussie invasion. And so now, why can't we open it up to 2 road courses? We've got a dedicated Long Beach street course. We've got a dedicated, amazing street course in Florida, St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
All right. That is a great racetrack. I don't know how stock cars would race on it. But Nashville, sure, that would be another one to look into. But, even on top of that, for some reason, we kicked out Road America. I think that was kind of foolish. I think that's, look, if Xfinity goes to Portland, why can't Cup?
Yeah.
It's the same argument with Iowa. We're finally going to Iowa with the Cup cars. What was the change? Because it wasn't dropping Road America. That happened last year and we didn't get Iowa. So I don't know. But there's a lot of opportunity to tap into this street course market. And it would be phenomenal to have a street course race at Long Beach with the Cup cars. Not even the Cup cars, Xfinity, even send the trucks there.
Yeah, I agree. That goes to a lot of the things we'll talk about later, but I think really NASCAR at this point, they're done with short tracks, they're done with road courses, they're done with street courses. I think it's just the era we're living, the new fan base is what it is, and this is what we're living with. But I think road course racing in NASCAR is pivotal for the future of for NASCAR. I mean, I would love to see 10 a year. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see that,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna get it, so it's unfortunate. Steven's in the chat says Long Beach is pivotal and sentimental for open wheel racing. Period.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Facts. Alrighty. To stay on the open wheel IndyCar route here, Rasmussen, Siegel, and Simpson all complete their rookie oval test at Texas last week, which is pretty freaking awesome. I'm excited, especially with Siegel too. Maybe a one-off in the Indy 500 this year. Cross my fingers. I think he's the future of IndyCar racing, in my opinion. He's talented. So
well, I feel the same with Rasmussen. Too.
I do too. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Yeah,
I think that Rasmussen is kind of a. I think he's kind of slept on, to be honest with you. I really do. I think he's going to be a phenomenal open wheel racer. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where. I mean, I feel like IndyCar's future's bright. I think they've got a good driver pool in the next. I mean, we've seen it with the last 2 years, plus what we've got coming up in the next few years as well. So, IndyCar's in a good place with driver talent. It's just if they can market them good, you know what I mean. I feel like that's the biggest hindrance with IndyCar right now. Anyway, is the marketing is just not there. Like unless you are like tuned into Peacock, which I think was the biggest dub IndyCar ever did, but the whole advertisement and endorsements of stuff for the IndyCar stuff is just not there yet. But that can always change. All right. Also, I thought this was pretty interesting here, Tom, because it goes a lot with maybe some of my conspiracy moments or whatever here. But the World Endurance Championship is introducing a 2-car minimum per manufacturer in 2025. I think this is a big dub. I guess I could have saved this for later for my conspiracy moment, but Andretti wants to get into World Endurance Championship. Rumors out there like all over the place, but Acura has made it apparently obvious that they don't want to go into the World Endurance Championship, so that kind of rules that out. But Isotta Fraschini, they're a single car team. Oof, how cool would it be to see Andretti and Isotta Fraschini's again, dude? Holy cow, at the world stage.
Yeah, that would be dope.
It'd be so dope. I'm super excited. And it'll be interesting to see what Cadillac does as well. Andretti could go to Cadillac instead. Who knows? Because Cadillac with Chip Ganassi, we've already talked about that here, that they are not going to be running Cadillacs in 2025 either. So what is Cadillac going to do with the 2-car manufacturer minimum? So I'm excited for this. I think this is great. I think we're getting with this rule or change or whatever to the World Endurance Championship. I think we're getting one step closer to a prototype only series. I think we're getting there, Tom. I think it's going to happen, dude, in the next 5 years. I really do.
That would be dope.
That'd be
so for sure.
Alrighty. Also, speaking about Iowa, you mentioned Iowa just a minute ago, but also Iowa's NASCAR Xfinity and Cup Series race sold out already. It's not till like June or July. It's already sold out. See, why haven't we been going to Iowa? If you want to fill out the grandstands, they've been begging for this for years now. They sold out. Unbelievable. Crazy.
Look, it's crazy to think about, right? Just as a NASCAR fan, just sit down, contemplate the words that I'm about to say. All right, in the Midwest, cornbread loving NASCAR fans love NASCAR too. All right, give the cornbread eaters what they want. Obviously, they'll buy it. Just send it out there. It's gonna be a great race. If it's gonna be even better. It's going to be even better if we take those Bristol tires there.
Yes. Well, we'll talk about that more. Well, we get to the Richmond talk. But I feel the same way about Portland. Like you said with Portland, we already bring the Xfinity there. I guarantee if you brought the Cup Series and the Xfinity doubleheader Saturday, Sunday to Portland, I bet you that would sell out too. That's a market that the Northwest is just neglected
so
by motorsports. It's unreal. Like
it's so untapped. I mean, like there's so much potential there. And there are racetracks there too. I mean, It's not like there's not racetracks.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let's see. NASCAR not returning to Coliseum. I don't know where I was going with that.
I actually put it in there.
Oh, okay.
I saw that today.
Okay. Well, you expand on that. I don't remember putting that in.
It's kind of, I think it's more of a rumor than anything, or it may be a done deal. I just read about it a little bit, and to be honest with you, I can't really remember what I read, because it was so early in the day, and I don't think they renewed contract with Coliseum for 25. So I don't think we're going back.
That's crazy. I don't.
It's
well,
not
they wanna
April
hit
1st
that
anymore.
market. Yeah, it's not April 1st anymore. Didn't have to fact check this one. Yeah, I don't know. Are they want to hit the LA market? They kind of missed the beat there on Long Beach. Like that kind of fell through, and then now the Coliseum's falling through. It's like, what are they gonna do next? I mean, they're not gonna be able to do a street course in downtown LA, man. There'll be riots. They'll be burning that place to the ground.
Look, we'll watch cup cars go down a straightaway, and right off to the side of the barrier, right there, we'll watch people pooping on the side of the road.
Yeah, we'll get downtown San Francisco.
Dude, the last time I went to Portland on a work trip, man, me and my boss, we saw some crazy stuff. I mean, way too explicit for YouTube. Way too explicit. It was a trip. At some points, I thought I was in an alternate dimension or something. I don't know. That was wild. I can only imagine what LA's like if that's what Portland's turned into.
Well, I don't know, man. I think Portland's just weird in itself, dude. I don't know. I think that's an outlier. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been to LA ever, so I don't know.
I mean, I've been to LA a couple times, but like, I mean, I don't know, man. Portland is just. Oh, actually, the one time we did, I went to Portland on the inaugural IndyCar race there.
Yes.
And after the race, there was this lady who believed in fairies. And I think I've actually talked about it on the podcast one time.
I think you have, yeah.
But she was telling me about the spirits floating around us and the fairies giving us magical dust and, you know, like the energy, the presence of energy in the air. And it was just speaking to her. Man, I was like, am I high?
Yeah.
You know?
What she got? Take some of that Talladega, no. Oh man. Steven says all three are gonna be our future. For the Simpson, Siegel, and Rasmussen. Yes, I agree. Don't forget they have Lambo and GTD and GT3. Oh, with Chip Ganassi or with Oh, Lambo. Okay, you're talking about Lamborghini. Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely a possibility. I could see Ganassi going to Lamborghini. I could definitely see that. I think I even
open to anything.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think I honestly kind of said that on a podcast a couple weeks ago. I was like, that was my first prediction was that Lamborghini and Ganassi. And then NGB Designs. Welcome to the chat. Says you're making him think of the smell. I see what you did there. Oh man. All right. Speaking about Ganassi, the Qatar 12 kilometer race there for the World Endurance Season Championship opener. Cadillac ends up getting DQ'd. Not even a few days ago, this got announced because their diffuser strikes that were made from Dallara didn't meet the homologation rules or regulations. Right when I read this article, I think you even said it first, Tom. You're like, I think Dallara screwed him, and that's what I got out of that article. I think Dallara really freaking missed the ball on this one. How freaking annoying is that? And then not only that, but to get disqualified nearly a month later.
Weeks. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You know, look, at least NASCAR has the decency to be idiotic in the moment.
Sure.
Know, like, hey, Denny Hamlin has a piece of tape on his nose. We got to disqualify him.
Yeah, right?
You know? And then they disqualify him. The WEC was just like, sat there and just was like, well, you know, they're not right, but they're supplied. But let me think about this after I drink a little bit of my Kool-Aid. Maybe some apple slices.
Caviar.
What do you call the formula milk? What's a brand of formula milk? That's what I'm talking about.
I don't even know, dude.
I don't
know.
know.
I don't have kids.
My kids aren't formula fed, so we don't have to worry about that. If my kids ever get into a point of power, you won't have to worry about the decision-making part because they weren't formula fed. Some of these kids walking around here, man, I feel bad for. Some formula-fed babies.
Fair enough. It's the most FIA thing to do, too. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, yes, they get disqualified from that race. So what? That makes Chip Ganassi, Cadillac, they get disqualified. But the problem is there was 2 Chip Ganassi cars. Only one of them got disqualified. So, like, one car didn't have the straights the same as the other car. Like, that is what blows my mind. Like,
yeah, but it's all supplied by the same company.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Why couldn't they have said it was just like a production error? Because that's what it sounds like to me, honestly. Like, Dallara had a production error. Apparently, somebody at Ganassi didn't go through and double check everything to make sure it was correct. So, I mean, I guess you can kind of see it on their point. Like, yeah, there should be some checks and balances to make sure the car is even from one to the other. But then again, it's like, if one's good, one's not, then it's got to be a production error. So you could at least give some leeway there, right?
What? Dallara made a statement about it, didn't they? They said that the necessary QC department did not double check their work, and they found that because they make QR codes based on every section it goes through during the manufacturing process, and there wasn't one scanned in for the QC department or something like that. I'm pretty sure that was in the article.
Yeah, I'm
almost
sure.
positive.
That sounds right. So basically what I'm hearing is FIA should have fined Dallara. They shouldn't have penalized or DQ'd the team. But I don't know, man. That just seems fishy to me. I think Dallara really, really screwed the pooch on this one, and Ganassi had to eat the bullet for that one. That sucks, man. That sucks.
It's the other way around this time, instead of Acura and MSR. For
Yeah.
2024.
Oh man, no doubt. Alrighty, I think that'll do the news for this week. Unless there's anything else that you want to talk about or anything that you've read. I mean, I feel like those are the important, hard hitting ones. Unless you got more.
You know, just the leaks of the 2027 IndyCar.
Yes. That's pretty cool. I mean, if you see in our Discord, it was in there as well. So
yes,
yeah,
it's under IndyCar rumors. If you guys want to go in there and look, I found a leak of the possible car that'll look like, and it looks like it looks old school, man. It looks really old school, and it looks super dope.
The only thing I was sketch about with that whole design though, Tom, is we didn't get the. I could be wrong. I only looked at it like twice, but we didn't get the width of the car. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. Because if we widen these cars out, man, I don't know if that's a good look. We've seen what happened at Formula 1 with widening the cars out. So that's the only thing that I'm skeptical of, is if they widen it or not.
There's no dimensions on this either. It's just rough drafts.
Right. So that's the only thing that's I'm hoping that we don't do. Like if we can keep them the width that they are now, or even shrink them just a little bit, I'd be completely okay with that. But if we're widening them out, it's not a good look, especially with this many street courses that they want to go to here in the future. So
yeah, don't widen it out.
Yeah, don't widen it out.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't make it longer. Make the wheelbase the same.
Yep.
They're just fine as they are. Just put a little bit of different bodywork on it. Give them a little bit of downforce numbers changes, and send it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I don't mind if they make them even just a little longer. I mean, as long as they don't go way out the realm, but don't mess with the wheelbase. Don't mess with the wheelbase.
You kind of opened a can of worms right there, right? Because that's what Formula 1 did.
Right.
They started making them real long, real wide, and now we get
single file
get it to where nobody can pass.
Yeah.
Because the dirty air's so big.
Right.
You know. So, but anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That'll do the news for today. So, let's talk about the Xfinity race. I guess really the only things I want to talk about this Xfinity race, and I want to compare it to the Cup race as well. What a banger of a race, man. Why are we running Richmond in the night? Daytime Richmond's always better. When you get the heat in the track, I mean, the tires even, like, I don't know, man. What's the difference between the compounds they use in Xfinity compared to the Cup, because the tire fall off in this race was insane. Like, especially towards the beginning of this race, like I'll talk about it. So Almirola ends up winning stages 1 and 2, really looked like a dominant car. Chandler Smith goes on to win the race, but really wasn't the dominant car at all for the first 2 stages, really for the first 3/4 of that race. At the third stage, they finally made the right adjustment. They were able to go from about the 4th best car to the best car and then pulling away and winning the race, which I got to pat myself on the back a little bit here because I picked Chandler to win the race. So I feel good about that. That was a good pick on my part. But, I mean, really, Almirola, that 20 team, they just didn't keep up with the track like Chandler Smith's team did, which I thought was really impressive. And that's the Richmond I have come to love. That's the Richmond I like, because we saw the different strategies. We saw multiple stop strategies throughout that race. And then cars adjusting, keeping up with the track better as the race went on, as the track temperature changed, as the tire wear, and the track took rubber. Like, I don't know. Am I off base here, or am I just like looking through it with like a kind of a diluted lens? Because that's the way I felt about this race.
Well, they've got the combination right with these cars, right? There are very minimal changes from manufacturer to manufacturer. There's no aggressive contours in the body. The tires are skinnier, and I mean, damn, Jay, they're almost half the size as the Cup cars. All right? And then you give them a decent amount of horsepower. It's going to create awesome racing. And then do it right in the middle of the day when the track heats up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, come on. You're asking for success with that. And then everything we do with the Xfinity Series, none of that translates to the Cup Series. None of it.
Yeah, it just blows my mind. It's like, and then people aren't watching the Xfinity races, and it really saddens me because you're missing out on the best racing there is. I mean, yeah. I try to watch every single Xfinity race because it is the best. It is the premier NASCAR series, and people aren't watching. And I know Steven said this before. Like, he says, you know, if we just all quit watching the Cup Series, and the Cup Series is getting 1 million views like the Xfinity gets, and the Xfinity is getting 4 million views like the Cup Series is getting, then they're going to make changes. It's going to change. They're going to go back to something more like the Xfinity Series to make the racing better. But I honestly, in my opinion, Tom, I don't know, maybe you could disagree with me or not on this, but I think that the talent pool in the Xfinity Series right now is better than it's been in the last 15 years. I think in the last 3 years of the Xfinity Series, the talent pool we've had has just been outstanding. Like, there's 15 guys in the series that could be Cup guys right now that are winning, that could win any Xfinity race. The competition's so tough. That's why you like when you see somebody like John Hunter last year, or even when
Chris
Reddick
Bell
was in there, or Bell, yeah, when they go on these runs, that's hard to do, especially when the talent that they're going up against. I love the Xfinity Series. It's so great. I mean, it's the best racing.
Yeah. It is, and again, they have the recipe for success. You know, we've got a lot of good, very good oval drivers in the Cup Series, right? Very good, talented oval drivers. But they can't even flex their talents because of the manufactured BS cars that they made, the BS tires they made. I'm so tired about talking about the single lug. I don't even care about that anymore. The tires, fix the freaking tires, fix the freaking horsepower. Stop trying to look outside of the United States right now to go and run a race, and give these teams the support they need for horsepower. And I know everybody talks about horsepower. Jay, I think you said it. I said it on episode 3. The tires can make up for the loss of horsepower.
Yes.
We saw that at Bristol. It was a great race. That's what we need. In fact, I want to take this opportunity right now, and I want to give a big shout out to Chase Elliott. He went on to the Dale Jr. download, and he absolutely ripped NASCAR for the tires that they have been given for the past couple of years at short tracks, stating that, we actually produced a race that was worthy of people watching. Mm-hmm. Instead of taking 3 sets of tires to complete 500 laps at Bristol, we got shoved into the unknown. We had to adapt as drivers. We had to adapt as crew chiefs. We had to adapt as pit crew members. Because everything was so last second. Everybody had to be on their toes. if you were going to blow a tire in turn 3, I mean, you got to get down to the pits as soon as you can to make a tire change. The tire changers, the jackman, the fuelmen, they all had to be on their toes. And that is what that's what made Bristol so exciting. We just didn't know what was going to happen. Chase Elliott went on there and said exactly that. We had a great race. I don't care what anybody says. That race was great. Instead of taking these tires where we could run 500 laps on 3 sets of tires, we were running 40 laps, 50 laps, and we had to come in for tires. That's what racing is. So, as a fellow Chase Elliott or non-Chase Elliott enthusiast, he earned some kudo points with me the other day.
Yeah,
and I think that is very. What he said is something that is you can commend him for it.
yeah. No, I agree. And also another thing that he said too that kind of stuck home with me too is he said, I just can't drive this car. Like my abilities and my skills are just being overshadowed by how terrible the car is. Like he didn't say it like that, but basically if you read between the lines, that's what he said. And I think the same way about Keselowski. I think the same way about Kyle Busch. Alex Bowman's a great example of it as well. Trying to think who else. There's like a handful of drivers that this car just doesn't match their driving style. And we're saying that these are the best drivers in the world, but like it's not a car where their driving style. Like if you had a car like you said with the tires, we had a tire that wore out, then we could see the race get back in the driver's hands. We want to see it get back to the driver's hands.
And that's what racing is about.
Exactly. And I think I 100% believe that if we went to the way that we had that Bristol race, whatever package we ran there, whatever tire we ran there, if we brought that back to more of these short tracks, I think you would see a lot of these rookies starting to succeed a lot more too, because right now they are playing catch-up mode. If they went to something where the tires wore something like more like the Xfinity Series, I think we'd see Carson Hocevar competing for the playoffs. I think we'd see Zane Smith competing for the playoffs. Ty Gibbs even. Like you would see a lot of these younger drivers start to succeed right away. I think Briscoe is a great example as well. Like I mentioned with Busch and Elliott and Keselowski and Bowman. I think Briscoe's another perfect example. And Priest, perfect example. I know this car is just not made for half the field in the Cup Series, and it's sad. It's sad that we have to really take away the driver's ability.
If you think about it, Jay, NASCAR is building these cars to set rookies up to fail.
Yes.
And that is not how we should be taking rookies.
Yes.
I mean, we should vet rookies for sure, and to see if they're taking up a seat or not when they shouldn't be. But I truly feel like that these cars are just not, like what you said, everybody who comes into the Cup Series, they play catch up for 2, 3, 4 years. You can't. I mean, there's so much data to learn. There's so much talent to learn. I honestly feel this, that the drivers that are driving these cars right now, they had to learn talent to drive these cars fast. And I don't think that, I mean, you can make an argument stating that, well, if they're the best drivers in the world, then they should be able to learn it quick and move on. Well, it's not exciting.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
okay?
Parody. We want parody, right?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is awful. What we saw at Bristol was we saw the old minds, the old hands come out and use their old talents to win a race. Where'd we see all the young guys? All the way in the back.
Yep.
And it wasn't exciting just because of that, but it was eye-opening to see how much ahead some of these older drivers are. And none of the young drivers will learn because they don't get those situations.
Exactly.
Are they real race car drivers?
Yeah, right. No, I see what you're saying. No, I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah. And I mean, and it's not like they're slow, right? But 0.2 of a second is a freaking 0.2 of a second might as well be 3 football fields. That in the Cup Series, like that is a big difference. 0.2 of a second. So it's like, and to find those 0.2 is extremely hard. Like you can make up half a second and get like right there, but then you get that 2 seconds away or 2 tenths of a second away. That's a gap to climb right there.
It's unrecoverable.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's detrimental to teams. How can you expect a new team to come in and win like that? Besides Trackhouse. Trackhouse is an anomaly. They came in, they bought CGR, and they rode that wave. Okay, I'll say that, and I fully believe that. But look, if you've got some Joe Blow Motorsports coming in and expect them to run top 20, bro, they ain't gonna run top 20 for the first 10 years.
No.
Let alone have one good race. It's not gonna happen.
Well, look at Spire and look how much money they've pumped into the sport, and they can't even get top 10s.
They can't even do it. And they've got top prospects. They got
Yes.
Saint Smith, Carson Hocevar. They still can't do it.
Nope.
Bottom line, this car freaking sucks. This tire freaking sucks. Need more horsepower to even complement the drivers or a better tire. It's just... I thought these cars looked like trash the second they unveiled them. And I was like, man, we're going to go 10 years with this crap. Dang it.
Yeah, but the only upside to these cars, and this is what keeps me optimistic, is the road racing has been so much better in the next-gen car. I remember 2022 Road America was one of the best freaking road races we've had. Indianapolis last year was so good. I mean...
Yeah, but it's because they changed the suspension setup on it.
Well, sure, sure.
And they went to a transaxle. They went to independent rear suspension. All right. I mean, you could put a COT body on it, and it'd still race the same. You know what I mean? Like, COTs were kind of at a disadvantage because they were still using truck arm rear ends.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we sacrificed a lot for 4 races now. And NASCAR's not even capitalizing on it.
Yeah. Well, and then
or 5 races.
Yeah, and then they're trying to gaslight the NASCAR fans to think the road racing sucks. And so it's like they built a car specifically for road racing, and then they gaslight the fans and tell them it's terrible. So now we don't even do road racing anymore. It's an evolving door of just BS. Yeah. But all right, I think we should just talk about the Cup race because there's some beef I have here. To start off this weekend, it was raining, right? So NASCAR, I thought the race was going to get canceled because it's raining, right? They've been telling us for the last 3 years, we got a rain tire, we got a rain tire, woohoo! We got a rain tire. We spent freaking millions of dollars creating this rain tire. So I'm like, we finally get a race where it's raining. Oh, we're going to cancel it. And then all of a sudden, they're like, drivers to the cars, we're going to run the rain tire. So they run, 39 miles under a freaking caution before they get the track dry enough where it's just a little bit of wetness. It's right. The way the track was is like, take a hose out to your driveway, water it down, and then take a broom and just broom it all the way down to it's just barely a little bit of water on there. Just barely even wet, enough where you can't even slip on it or anything. And then we're going to run them in the rain tires. And what really makes me mad, Tom, about this whole rain tire bull BS, okay, this is what makes me really mad, is we get 25 laps into the race, and you finally start seeing the rain tires have tire wear. It was like the Bristol tire with the rain tires, dude. Like, the guys that took off at the beginning of that run and really had the pace, like I believe it was like Bubba Wallace at the time, Kyle Larson, Bowman, Chastain, Elliott, all those guys took off right at the beginning. The only one that was able to maintain their spot there was Larson. You saw the pace starting to fade with all these other guys. And you saw other guys coming towards the front, like Logano, I believe, was one of them. Hamlin, Truex, those guys started to climb to the front because they saved a little bit of tire at the beginning of the run. And I was like, this is amazing. And then instantly, competition caution. Stop it. We're done. Rain tires suck. We gotta pull them off the track. We gotta run another 45 miles under caution real quick so we could dry the pit lane because we can't have competitive pit stops when the pit lane is wet.
Oh my god!
Like, absolute shenanigans, joke of a freaking.
Can I just say something here? I know people like to say, well, it's for the safety aspect.
BS. That's
right?
where I was going next.
Now, hold on. What makes racing so appealing to the to the Daredevil?
The danger zone.
The danger. The danger. All right. We're okay. take 10 miles an hour off of the pit road speed, right? Take 10 miles off. They ran 40 freaking laps under caution. They could have came down pit road 40 times and calibrated their tacks, all right? And then, I mean, let them come down during the race during a caution. Well, it doesn't matter. They already had the data. They didn't need to do it again. So, and then it's just like, but no, look, we've got to have non-competitive pit stops. It's for the safety. It's for the safety, right? But NASCAR can't even build a car to prevent drivers from getting concussions if they barely smack the wall.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want to hear freaking safety one more time because Suarez gets dumped by Josh Berry. So we'll talk about that more. He's going to get a nomination for bulldozer mode because he was absolutely running over everybody in this race. Josh Berry is a clown, but whatever. So he ends up dumping Suarez, turns him dead sideways in front of the field, oncoming traffic, door exposed. What 20 seconds for that caution to come out? I mean, it took forever for that caution to come out. Unbelievable. And then later in the race, this is what really set me over the edge because I was already frustrated because we got a good race with the rain tires. It was going to play out perfectly. We were going to have an opportunity to maybe bring halfway in there, come down pit lane. Maybe some teams decide to put the wets on again to finish the stage. Some teams maybe decide to put the dries on. So we already got that taken away from us. We got robbed out of that juicy steak right there. So then they shovel in this freaking spam tuna crap on my sandwich here. And they call a caution for the Suarez thing, ends the stage. They end it under yellow, which is, I mean, honestly, I'm not too mad about that because I'm tired of these one lap shootouts to end stages. I think that is the stupidest thing ever because we're gonna get a caution anyway. What's the point? So I'm glad we didn't get that there. But then in the middle of the second stage, right? They put on these hard as Jesus stone tires, as Tom would say, out here onto the racetrack. So there's literally zero tire wear. So what is the only option? Let's run a one-stop strategy. Let's run a two-stop strategy in the stage 2, like Richmond's always been. We get right in the middle of a pit cycle, right in the damn middle of a pit cycle. So everybody on the two-stopper is basically saved. Everybody on the one-stopper is absolutely freaking screwed because Kyle Busch kisses the wall. Just barely a little kiss to the wall, And the caution's out fat. He right when he barely even rubs the wall, the caution's out. Suarez is sideways in front of the field for 30 minutes, dude. No caution. And the thing that sucks is it screwed half the field. Half the field was screwed. Todd Gillen. Poor Todd Gillen. NASCAR owes him a freaking apology and a birthday present, man. That's BS. Chastain got screwed. Who else? Gibbs got screwed. Bowman got screwed. There was a handful of drivers that got screwed because we were trying to cycle through a pit sequence. Kyle Busch barely touches the wall and a caution comes out. Unfreaking believable. That race was ruined at that moment because there's 15 cars on the lead lap after that. So what did everybody decide to do? We have no more competition behind us. Let's all just run the same strategy for the rest of the race. Absolute BS. I don't know how you feel about that, Tom, but I feel like there was those three factors that ruined this race for me. The wet tire BS that we didn't get to experience, the inconsistencies in the cautions, and then not letting a pit sequence cycle through because we have to call a caution so quick. If they would have, it wasn't a caution. It wasn't a caution. And how many times have we seen it in the past where we've seen Chase Elliott or the Ryan Blaney's or the fan favorites of the Cup Series in the middle of a pit sequence and somebody wrecks, no caution because they got to let everything cycle around. It happened this year, by the way. It did happen this year. It happened at Atlanta. So you're going to save everybody else, all the fan favorites, from getting screwed in a pit sequence. But when the guys that everybody doesn't like or doesn't care about get screwed in a freaking pit sequence, we call the caution right away. That is BS race manufacturing.
I can't add anything to that.
It is what it is, right? That's exactly what it is.
It is.
It's unbelievable. And we'll talk about the finish here in a second. We'll go back to the chat here. NJB Designs. I believe that's Noah Blackwell. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it is Noah Blackwell. All right. He says, I hate next gen. Wet. It's called wet. Yes. Don't let NASCAR hear you say rain. Oh man, NASCAR doesn't want to hear what we have to say because they do everything the opposite of what we tell them to do. So it's like talking to my wall. I might as well talk to this wall because I have a better chance of getting through that than I do to the heads of NASCAR. But yes. So at the end of this race, right? 2 laps to go. Bubba Wallace gets into Larson, turns him sideways, and again, like the Suarez deal, he's dead sideways in front of the field. Caution is delayed so quick. And then we get a restart. Hamlin's crew beats Truex off pit lane, and this is what really set me over the moon. I was absolutely furious. I'm still pretty mad about this to this moment. But so, what happened on that restart, Tom? Explain real time what happened there.
I mean, well, do you want me to explain, or do you just want me to say it bluntly?
I don't care.
Because
Go for it. It's your moment.
Denny Hamlin jumped the restart. He 100% did. I actually just got done watching Steve Letarte break it down. That guy's a freaking moron. What in the hell was he watching? I mean, I was watching what he was watching. I couldn't believe what was coming out of his mouth. He's got hush money from NASCAR.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That's unbelievable. Absolutely, Denny Hamlin jumped the restart. What? Why do we have restart zones if they can restart wherever they want? Which is fine. If they can restart wherever they want, then let them restart wherever they want. Take out the freaking paint on the damn apron that says Geico or whatever the hell it is. I don't give a shit. Take it out and just let them do whatever they want. Who cares? The rules are the rules. Follow the freaking rules, okay? And if you want a restart zone, use the restart zone. If somebody violates it, they deserve a penalty, okay? And Helen Keller could have freaking saw that. Stevie Wonder was sitting there scratching his head asking what the hell was going on, you know, after watching Denny Hamlin jump the restart. And then you get old crybaby ass Truex over here trying to wreck Larson coming off of turn 3, 4, whatever the hell it was, because he was so pissed at Denny Hamlin, rightfully so. I'd be the same way if I was being cheated like that. I'd feel cheated if I was Truex. Truex didn't stand a chance on the outside like that, especially after Hamlin jumped the restart. Hamlin jumped the restart. That is the biggest news here. All right, he jumped the restart. If you disagree, please send me the information of being how to get hush hush money from NASCAR, because I want to make this a career.
Facts. And what? Yes, he jumped the restart. I'm mad about that too, Tom. But what really set me over the damn edge is Hamlin, this hack, garbage race car driver. He's a waste of time, waste of ability. He basically did exactly what he's done to Chastain, what he's done to Larson. There's probably countless more amount of times, but I'm just going to use these 3 examples to prove my point here. So he ends up going off of turn 2, and so what does he do? He runs Truex up against the wall, basically putting Truex in an option. Either lift and just completely lose this race because he ran me out of track, or I eat the wall and try to stay side by side with him, and I eventually wreck going into turn 3. So driver safety right there is number 1. My thought process here is, I think doing what Denny Hamlin has done in these scenarios is as bad as if you see somebody standing in front of you with their back turned to you and you come up behind him and you cold clock him. That's what he did. That's what he did. Fuck Hamlin, dude. Fuck Hamlin, dude. I'm so irritated with Hamlin. The way I look at it, once is an anomaly. Twice is a trend. 3 times, you're a piece of garbage. You're not a race car driver anymore. He doesn't want to race people. He's just going to put you in the wall. That's BS. And I hate when people are like, oh, if you're in that same situation with a race, you would do the same thing. No, I wouldn't. I have been in that situation, IRL, and I would never put somebody in the freaking wall like that. Give them room, dude. You got to race. You're not, if it was as easy as just to put somebody in the wall, then everybody should do it, you know? Because apparently nobody cares anymore. Apparently that's just racing. Apparently just deciding to give a person an option to either quit or hit the wall is not racing anymore. That is BS. BS. It's different in Formula One. It's different in IndyCar, right, Tom? Where if somebody has the inside leverage position, you're on the outside, you give way. You're in an open wheel car. That's a difference. But in NASCARs, you're not doing that crap to people. That is BS. You got to give them room to run. And Truex did hang it on his door a little bit, but that's what you're supposed to do on the outside. You're supposed to hang it on their door. It's not like he's running him off the track. He's just hanging it on his door, staying right there side by side. I don't know. I'm just so freaking mad about that, dude. That's BS. And I can understand Truex's frustration. I would have been so mad too. And yes, it happened to be Larson. It could have been Joey Logano. It could have been Carson Hocevar. Exactly. It didn't matter who was next to him. It just happened to be Larson, and that's who he took his frustration out on. Truex got screwed. Truex got 100% screwed in this race, and I am so mad about it. And everybody's like, oh, maybe he's just getting old and needs to retire. Like, no. Shut up with that take. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin's a hack. If this would have happened, if the roles were reversed and somebody would have done that to Hamlin would have climbed out of that car, angry, mad, called him a hack, went to NASCAR and moaned and complained and cried that they put me in your woe. They put me in your woe. Like a little crybaby baby routine like he always does. But he does it. That's just short track racing. Yeah, right, man. Give me a break, Hamlin. This is why you haven't won a championship. This is why you will never win a championship. Because you are a little crybaby hack. You have faked your way all the way through NASCAR your entire career. And you have just, you're not good. You're not good. You're just a waste of time. Waste of time. The day Danny Hamlin retires, I won't even be sad. Good riddance. Get out of here. Goodbye. But the problem is he owns a team, so he's never going to go away. We're going to have to listen to Denny Hamlin's crybaby routine for the next 50 years, dude. I don't know. That was my rant for the day. All right, we'll go back to the chat. Sheeshmeister says, Mario? I don't know where you're going with that one. Oh, man. All right. He did 100%, says NGB Designs. Yes, I'm sure you're talking about Denny Hamlin there. Yeah, he 100% did jump that restart. Is there anything else you want to talk about this Cup race? I feel like I just got completely let down. I was expecting Richmond. And people are out here saying, oh, Richmond needs to be taken off the schedule. And it's like, this is what NASCAR wants. You're feeding into the BS. They did this on purpose, so you would say that. Richmond has been the best short track in the next-gen era. I hate to tell you this, it's a fact. It's the truth. It has been good. Even with the crappy tires, with the crappy car, with the crappy stage cautions, it's still been good. It just got ruined because of the freaking manufactured caution that they had with the Kyle Busch thing, and then not let them run the freaking rain tires for longer than 30 laps. That's the truth. And if it would have been rain in the day and that didn't happen, it would have been a perfect race.
And the tires that are harder than the stones that Jesus walked on. I mean, seriously, there has got to be something better than running 500 laps on a set of tires.
It's the dumbest thing.
Well, there is something better. We witnessed it at Bristol. We already know the magic combination. We know it, and they refuse to acknowledge it. Okay, Jay, look, one more thing I want to talk about: Bubba and Larson at the end of the race.
Yes.
So I want to say one thing here. I am not convinced, and it may be, I may be overlooking something, but I'm not convinced that Bubba Wallace said that with good intent. I don't think he did, Jay. I don't think so. I feel like the way he walked up to Larson, the way he grabbed him out of the middle of an interview he was having, and then just spoke to him straight to his face, like eye contact the whole time, and it may be like a respect thing. It may be, right? And obviously I wasn't there. There is tone lost in terms of how people manipulate videos, because we all know people do that, okay? But I felt like the whole interaction was kind of comical, to be honest with you.
I just took it as I think that's just Bubba, dude. I think that's just his personality. I
And
don't
it
think
might
there's any
be.
other way that he could have done. Like that's just Bubba to me. Like he's always been
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
And you may be right. Like what I said, people like to manipulate videos, like to manipulate some things here and there, and I could be reading it wrong, but I kind of laughed. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did,
too.
and
I did
it brought me all the way back to was it Vegas? When
Yeah, when he went to go and
when he
fight
right hooked him?
Yeah.
It brought me back, dude, and I was like, "Oh my god, are we gonna see a fight?" Like, but Bubba was in the wrong. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of comical.
Yeah, that's why I put that down because I was like, I want to talk about that because it was like I don't know, man. People are gonna say what they will about Bubba, and I mean, yeah, I kind of agree with a lot of the stuff they say, but like he is good for NASCAR. Like his personality
He's great.
is perfect for NASCAR. You need somebody like that, and like
Yeah.
when that interaction happened, I was like, that's just Bubba, dude. Like I don't like I don't know if there's just something where like the adrenaline's still pumping or like he's got like this.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just we've seen it so many times before, like that same type of way. Because like he's done that even with I've seen him with Denny Hamlin one time do that. He went and grabbed Denny like that one time, and I was like, I think that's just Bubba. I think that's his personality. I really do. I thought, but like you said, it made me chuckle too. I started laughing when I saw that video.
And also that interaction right there was really good content for NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really good content. Yeah.
I'd be taking advantage of it. I'd be running it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd be promoting the hell out of that. That's great. Noah back in the chat says, "See, I think it was an accident. Him running. I'm guessing. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Maybe Hamlin running tricks into the wall. I mean, it could have been an accident, and if
Yeah, but we all know how Hamlin races.
yeah, that's why I said once is an anomaly, twice is a trend, 3 times you're just a piece of garbage. So I don't know. That's just the way I feel. Alrighty. Yeah, Hamlin wins the race. Chandler Smith won the Xfinity race. I feel like we should talk about that. I feel like we didn't even talk about the races. We just went on some rants, but it had to be said, man. Like, and then I don't know. I there's some more things I want to say, but I'll just save that. But you know what I want to do next, Tom? Because before we wrap up this weekend's races, I want to go into our special segment real quick. Are you ready? You ready, everybody, for the special segment? We're gonna do it. Alrighty. My conspiracy moment of the week is I believe that the NASCAR rain tires are placebo. They're fake. It's just a ploy to make you feel better that if it rains, we might potentially race one time. And that's why we had that comp caution lap 30 because they were never meant to last more than a couple laps.
My conspiracy moment is that NASCAR tuned into one of our podcasts and listened to Jay rant about how rain tires aren't real. And when they showed up to Richmond and it rained, they had Jay on their mind.
And with that being said, that's our conspiracy moment for this week. All right. Alrighty, we are back. We are going to real quick go over our driver of the week nominees and our bonehead move of the week nominees. First, Bubba Pollard, P6 in the Xfinity Series in his Xfinity debut, and he did a fantastic job. Like, I don't think they really didn't cover him too much during the race. They did right there towards the end when he was battling for he could have probably got up to P4 if the race was a little longer, but great job there by Bubba Pollard. I was pretty impressed with that. Also, Joey Logano, P2 in the Cup Series. We found him, maybe, potentially. He's back. Somebody reported him and turned him into the next sanctioned NASCAR event there. And then also, we never even talked about this, Tom. I don't know why we haven't even talked about this yet, but I'm nominating Joey Gase for that freaking Chad bumper throw move. I mean, you want to talk about this, Tom, before we move on from this segment?
Absolute G. Absolute G. I mean, with everything that went on this weekend, rain happening, the wrecks, the drama, Haley Deegan finishing outside the top 30 again. That was the main point this weekend. That was awesome.
This is the best, man. I hope this turns out to be a good situation here for Joey Gase. There's potential that he's going to get a penalty, and I'm expecting him to get the Josh Williams penalty. We'll probably hear about that tomorrow because Wednesday's usually when they announce penalties. But I hope it turns out in a good way. Look what happened to Josh Williams. He got the penalty, came back from it, and now look at him. He's racing Xfinity for Coley. He's even running the Cup Series race this weekend, which we'll talk about that here in a minute. But I mean, I hope this goes in the right direction here for Joey Gase. I think in a sport where it's so easy to get lost in the shuffle because there's so many different names, personalities, teams, drivers, like it's hard to stay relevant. And Joey Gase, this is his opportunity to get relevant. I hope that he gets more sponsorship from this. I hope that he brands this in the right way and everything works out for him in the future, because what an absolute Chad. We need more of this in NASCAR. We need more of this in motorsports. And motorsports just needs these viral moments to stay relevant. And especially in a landscape today where everything is so trendy. Like something is popular right now, tomorrow you'll forget it ever happened. So we need more of these moments to keep NASCAR relevant, or even any motorsport relevant and trendy as it continues to grow. So I love it. I'm here for it. NASCAR, don't do anything to penalize this man. Like let's promote this kind of thing. We don't need it happening every week, but we need it happening enough to keep relevant. So, all right, bonehead move of the week. We're gonna nominate Taylor Gray for the pit contact with Sam Mayer in the Xfinity race. We've seen this many times before when these guys are blending out of pit lane. For some reason, everybody just decides to walk it to the wall or the pit lane wall and never really look to the outside to see if somebody's there. So that was unfortunate there for Taylor Gray. Also, I'm going to nominate Dawson Cram for dumping Joey Gase. I mean, it created the greatest moment of the weekend, but nonetheless, I mean, that man just absolutely sent it, dude. Like, he didn't even try to make that corner, dude. He used the Joey Gase car to break. That was bad. And then also, I'm going to nominate Josh Berry as well for being a bulldozer mode. I think he ran over Suarez at one point, Logano at one point. I think he ran over Gibbs at one point, a Bowman at one point. I'm missing one. I am missing one. But nonetheless, bulldozer mode this week, and he ran over everybody. It was quite terrible. Clown hack. Cup Series points after this weekend. Truex still is your points leader at 270. Larson's P2, 14 back, and Hamlin is P3, 18 back after this weekend's races at Richmond. Alrighty, Tom. I think it's time we get into race previews for this weekend's races. The Trucks Xfinity and Cup at Martinsville and the Formula One at Suzuka. Truck Series, William Sawalich will be in the number 1 Tricon truck. Sammy Smith making his Truck Series debut this weekend in the number 7 Spire. And then Cam Waters. Aussie invasion continues here with Cam Waters in the number 66 Thor Sport truck making his NASCAR Oval debut. In the Xfinity Series, we got Taylor Gray back in the number 19 JGR, Toyota again. Eric Almirola is back with JGR in the 20. Corey Heim, Sam Hunt Racing in the 26. Old Matty D, De Benedetto, in the number 38 RSS Greenlight Machine. And then also we got Carson Quapple in the number 88 Junior Motorsports. Kind of like with Bubba Pollard last week in the 88. Now he's going to be in the 88. This is kind of their all-star car, right? I mean, they got everybody under the sun driving this car this year, it seems like. Kind of crazy.
I'm excited for Carson, though.
Yeah, me too.
That's going to be dope.
Yeah, me too. I'm super excited. And then in the Cup Series, we got Josh Williams in the 16 Colleague Machine, and I believe it's Timmy Hill in the number 66 Carl Long Racing Machine. It was TBA, but who else is going to drive that besides Timmy Hill, to be honest with you? Oh, man.
Hell of an iRacer, by the way.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he got famous there in 2020, for sure. I'm surprised nothing ever came out of that. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that never turned
just
into
virtual
anything.
race cars. It's just a video game, Jay.
Well, I know, but like...
There's no significance. All right? Not even William Byron is enough significance, okay?
Well, I get it, but I mean, Josh Williams could park it at Atlanta and get viral. I figured Timmy Hill could do the same through iRacing.
All you need to do is own the biggest dumpster company in Connecticut and have the last name like Joey Logano or
Yeah.
Logano, and you'll be good. You'll be
Yeah.
set.
There you go. Alrighty. On Friday is the Truck Series race, the Long John Silver's 200 at Martinsville. I'm taking Ty Majeski to win this weekend. ThorSport. I think he is the best short track racer in the Xfinity Series, or in the Truck Series, excuse me. I think he's going to get it done this weekend. He's going to get his first win of the season. Get locked in the points here. I think this is going to be a big weekend for Ty Majeski, and I'm super excited to see it. Also, for my dark horse, I'm going to take Taylor Gray. This year has been really good for him, honestly. Like I thought this guy was kind of a hack last year. I mean, he'll make a bonehead move for the week every once in a while, like we talked about this week at Richmond. But nonetheless, like his performances this year have been amazing in trucks and Xfinity in the starts that he's made. So I think if there's a wet place this weekend, could be the weekend that we see Taylor Gray find victory lane at Martinsville. That's my dark horse pick.
All right, for my favorite this weekend, and for nothing else rather than to just stir the pot and have some fun, it's going to be Raja Karuth. Obviously getting that great win at Vegas. Let's see what he could do now with the short track and with all that confidence underneath his belt. It's gonna be fun to watch Karuth. It's gonna be really fun. So I'm really excited to see Karuth go around Martinsville. He might be an absolute bulldozer, or he might be one of the greatest drivers we've ever seen at Martinsville. I'm gonna go with the first option, but with my dark horse, I'm gonna go with a heavy hitter. I am. I'm gonna go with Sawalich. I think that that number 1 truck with Tricon is going to be extremely fast. You're going to have an amazing driver behind the wheel. And it would actually be disappointing to see Sawalich outside of the top 3 all day. I think so.
Heck yeah, man. Those are some good picks. I like Sawalich, man. I'm super excited for him. Alrighty. Xfinity Series on Saturday at Martinsville. The Dude Wipes 250. I need them dude wipes this weekend after this doo-doo of a race. I don't know. That's what the Cup race should be called, the Dude Wipes 250, man. I don't know. That's great. But the Xfinity race can be great. I'm excited for it. Martinsville Xfinity's just been great every year since they've gone there. I don't think we're going to see the drama we did last year in the playoff race. I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward race. There's going to be a lot of strategy. I think there's going to be comers and goers. But one guy that's really good at this type of track, you look at him in the Cup Series, even when he ran New Hampshire, Phoenix, every once in a while he was good. Martinsville last year, he almost won the Cup race there before Blaney turned it up at the end. I'm going to go with Eric Almirola. I think he learned a lot last week at Richmond. I think maybe he's just getting reacclimated to these Xfinity cars. They really missed it there at the end of that race. I don't think they do it again. I think that Eric Almirola gets the job done this weekend and wins the Xfinity Series race. My dark horse, I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna die on this hill. I swear. I'm gonna be picking him as my dark horse till the day I'm 90, and he still ain't gonna win a race. But I'm going with Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed is my dark horse this weekend. Come on, Sheldon. You are my guy. Come on, dude. Like, you can do it. You can win a race. You can do it. I believe.
This weekend is one of the best place or best times to do it, and best racetracks for Creed as well. So
I'll be partying, dude. If he wins this race, dude, I will be the loudest person on the block, dude. I'll be cheering at the freaking top of my lungs.
I was gonna choose Creed too, but I wanted to spread the load just a little bit here. So, but for my favorite, I'm gonna go with Allgaier. Did he win the spring or fall race last year?
I believe it was.
It was the fall race because
because
the whole RCR deal.
RCR,
So I think he's going to capitalize on that, and that's he's going to show up here in the spring, and he's going to do just as good. He's going to be there at the end when it matters most, and I think Allgaier could absolutely be one to win the Xfinity race. So definitely look out for him. For my dark horse, I'm going to have to do it. I'm probably going to do it for most of the year, just because I believe in this dude so much. I was on the hype train before it was called the hype train. I was part of that train before it became mainstream. And look, he's had a great year this year. He's had 2 bad finishes because of somebody else's doings. And all the other finishes, he's finished top 15, top 10. What was it? I mean, he finished second at Coda, but he finished fifth at
Finished like
Atlanta.
third at Atlanta, yeah.
Third, yeah. So I'm going with SVG. I think it's going to be really awesome to see SVG at a short track like Martinsville, just to see the progression of driver that he has to become now to be an oval driver. It is so exciting to see SVG on these ovals. It's taken me back to Marcus Ambrose, and I freaking love that era of Marcus Ambrose coming in here and kicking some tail on the road courses and doing phenomenal with the ovals. So I'm really excited for SVG.
That's not a bad pick though, because if you remember back in the day, like when a lot of those foreign or international drivers came to America, like back in like 2008 to 10, where it was like really freaking trendy back then.
Yeah.
Like Montoya, Allmendinger, Ambrose even was pretty good at Martinsville. Like Martinsville was always that one track where like that heavy braking, being able to maximize and get the corner center speed at Martinsville was always one of those tracks where these guys could take the ovals pretty good. So that's not a bad pick, honestly. I think the way the Xfinity cars race, I think he could be a legit contender in this race. I really do.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to talk about the Formula One Japanese Grand Prix. That should be on Saturday night, late. I think it's like, what is it, 1 a.m. Eastern time? It kind of stinks for the East Coast fans, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go with Verstappen again this weekend. I think, like I said in my conspiracy moment last week, I think that was just a ploy from the FIA, FOM, and Red Bull to get some of the heat off of Christian Horner. So I don't think that Verstappen's going to end up having any reliability issues this week, and I think he's going to get right back into his winning ways. I think he'll go on and win this Grand Prix pretty convincingly. It'll be like the Verstappen we've seen over the last 2 years. Again, it's not. I think Australia is Australia. It's an anomaly. It always has been. I don't think it's going to happen again. Then also, for my dark horse, I'm going to go with Piastri. As long as freaking Zach Brown gets off his knees with the freaking Lando Norris routine, I swear to God, McLaren fans, or not even McLaren fans, well, they are McLaren fans. Lando Norris fans sit at the TV with their mouths open like this, watching the races. They're eating up all that BS bullshit every freaking race, man. It's Lando, that garbage can Lando, dude. I can't stand him, dude. And then, have you seen some of the comments we got on some of our recent videos here, Tom? Norris fans are just at arms with us right now. They'll go stick to NASCAR. You don't know anything about Formula One. Lando,
just like the Deegan
faster. Yeah.
Just like the Deegan fans.
They are the same. Lando Norris, Deegan fans are eating from the same bowl of soup, man. It's bad.
It's like that alphabet soup, but they can't even make out the characters.
No. It's only one letter.
It's only one letter.
Oh man, it's like Cheerios, dude. What do your Cheerios spell? Ooh. Hidden messages and stuff. Oh,
I could just see like a 38-year-old man eating his alphabet soup. His mom sitting next to him. And he goes, "Mom, what does LAST spell? What does SUCK spell?"
Oh man. So yeah, So if Zach Brown gets off
somewhere
his knees,
in the UK, that's happening.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Oh man. So yes, if Zach Brown gets off his knees and shuts his mouth for a minute, lets Piastri do his thing, I think Piastri is a great dark horse pick for a podium this weekend. He'll be up there competing with the Ferraris as long as they don't play them damn team orders for old Lando Norris. So Piastri, dark horse pick for a podium this weekend.
All right, I got Verstappen, obvious reasons. And then for my dark horse, you know what? I think it's time to put him as a dark horse. Last time he won a race, it was July of 2022 at Austria. All right. Been a big fan, big believer in this guy. Although that may be changing here just because of some of the stuff I've seen. I think he has a hard time being a leader
Mm-hmm.
in the team that is supposed to have him as the number one driver. But I don't think he's number one driver. I don't think he is. Not anymore. It just doesn't seem like it anymore. His demeanor, how he talks. He's not a problem solver. He's a bitcher. And but besides that, the man's got a lot of talent. I still think he does. We're not quite to a Denny Hamlin. I would probably say more of like maybe a Truex for sure. But I'm gonna go with Leclerc. Why? For all the reasons I spoke about, I think he's fast. He has an opportunity. They've got a race-winning car. Got to have a couple things go your way, but I think besides the point, Red Bull's not as fast as what everybody thinks they are. I think Ferrari's got a real chance here. I really do. And I think that's Sainz has got his win out of the way. Ferrari's not really worried about him. If they get up in a situation now where it's Leclerc and Sainz, they're going to ask Sainz to pull away and or pull off and let Leclerc by. We've seen the tactics before. It can happen. I don't know what Sainz would do in that situation. I hope Sainz would not abide by team orders and still win the race. But I think that nonetheless, Leclerc's time is coming. And I think that Japan could be that race.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Those are our picks for this weekend's Formula One Japanese Grand Prix. I'm super excited for this race. It should be a good one. It got moved up on the schedule, too, because last year it was towards the fall time. So, interesting change there. Back to chat real quick before we go to the Cup Series. Noah says, I love SVG's attitude when driving. Yes. He is a chat. He's a true race car driver. I mean,
He is.
That's why I feel like the Trackhouse really wanted to pull this guy in, because he is a Trackhouse mold driver for sure. All right, this weekend the Cup Series on Sunday at Martinsville, the Cookout 400, which is kind of weird. They shrunk the length of this race down to 400 laps instead of 500, so that's interesting. But my pick for this weekend, I think he's going to rebound. I believe he had the fastest car at Richmond, but really got screwed there with that speeding penalty and the way the strategy got ruined with the Busch thing. But I think Christopher Bell gets the job done here. He's proven to be fast at Martinsville in the past. I think the Toyotas are on a whole nother level. I think Bell, honestly, I think he is the championship favorite so far throughout this season. He's only got the one win. He's not the points leader. But honestly, he's had pace at every single race we've gone to. Race winning pace everywhere. Just hasn't figured out how to seal the deal most weekends. So I think he gets the job done this weekend. I think Bell gets the race win. And I'm excited to see that. Also, in the dark horse decision prediction here, I'm going with the Lyle Gregson, man. I think SHR was really good here last year in the spring. I don't know if that'll translate. I'm just kind of being optimistic here. But we need Lyle to succeed. I think Lyle's in one of these situations right now where he's racing for the rest of his Cup life. He has the funding. He has the backing. People say, oh, he's not a paid driver. He's a paid driver. He is. He is definitely a paid driver. But I think that if he can't really move the needle this year in that 10 car, I think that we're going to see Lyle go back. So maybe this is a little bit of wishful thinking here. Maybe this is a little hopeful thinking here. Wanting to see Gregson succeed because we need him in NASCAR for the future and the longevity of the sport with his personality. So I'm going to take Gregson as my dark horse this weekend.
All right. Look, there's a big pool to pull from when it comes to drivers at Martinsville. You don't know what you're going to get. Look, we've had a great short track race at Bristol. We had, I don't even know what to explain Richmond with. What are we to expect at Martinsville? I have no freaking clue. I don't know. I mean, seriously, I don't know what to expect. And it's kind of hard to kind of choose somebody based on that, which is good. Like we want a lot of variety when it comes to the race. But I'm gonna go with the one man who put NASCAR on the map a couple years ago. The one man who came in here with a not quit attitude. The guy who could probably not do it again because now it's against the rules, but he can still go out there and show his muscle. That is going to be Ross Chastain. I I really don't know what else to say. Look, there's going to be a lot of good drivers out there this weekend. I just think Chastain, with that never give up attitude, he's going to be the guy to look for absolutely throughout the race. He's proven it multiple times. The never quit attitude. He always comes back. Always comes back. Chastain will be there at the end, I believe. And then with my dark horse, I'm going to go with a little bit of blind faith here. Why? I don't know. I really want to see him succeed. I really do. Really bad. I really want to see him succeed. I really do think he's a great driver. I think his outside accolades of NASCAR, really proves it. He's a damn good driver. I just think he's in a bad predicament right now. But we could see that change this weekend. And with that being said, I'm going to go with Ryan Preece. We saw a fantastic showing of Ryan Preece last year here at Martinsville. Kind of got screwed there with some pit issues. I can't remember if it was a tire changer or if he sped.
It was a speeding penalty, but I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
But you know, he's learned. Sometimes you've got to, or most of the time, you have to lose to learn to win. Preece was in his best opportunity to win a race, absolutely screwed the pooch on it, and now he's got the opportunity to redeem himself a little bit. So let's see what Preece can do this weekend. I'm actually very hopeful.
Alrighty. Well, those are our picks for this weekend's race at Martinsville. We'll go over Formula One fantasy real quick because I should have touched on that while we were talking about it, and then we'll go back to NASCAR fantasy. So for my lineup this weekend in Formula One, I'm going Verstappen, Alonso, Bottas, Tsunoda, Sargent. It just fit my my cap space, and I feel like that's a pretty good lineup.
I'm gonna go a little different here. Again, I'm gonna go with Leclerc, Perez, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, and Albon.
Well, there you have it. Yeah, I mean, I like that we're both different on this week for sure. We've kind of messed.
Yeah.
Me and Tom are messing with our cap space here, pretty heavy.
Yeah, we are.
And then for manufacturers, I'm going to go Red Bull and Williams. And really, I mean, it's self-explanatory, Red Bull, but I don't know. Williams has just kind of been mid, and I feel like, I don't know, for the bang for the buck, I feel like it's an all right pick. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's been so all over the place, but I'm going to go. I feel like this is a little bit more conservative because I'm, not choosing Red Bull. So my cap space has opened up a lot, that's for sure. But I'm gonna go with Ferrari and Aston Martin. I really worked with this setup with the drivers and the constructors for a minute here. I actually got it down to $0.0 when it came to getting everybody in, all the constructors and everything. But I'm actually kind of confident that this lineup here is actually quite OP. The more I think about it, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, damn, that's a hell of a lineup, actually.
Yeah. No, that is a hell of a lineup. I mean, especially to get it right to the exact 0-0.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Mine was like 0.2, I think, but I got Verstappen Red Bull, so I got hope in Perez being able to carry that Red Bull banner, but we'll see. We'll see. NASCAR fantasy, my 5-driver lineup this week. I'm going to go Bell for obvious reasons. I'll go Larson because it's got to throw a Hendrick in there. Truex, Redemption Tour this weekend. I think he's going to have a lot to prove. I'll go Blaney. Blaney's average finish at Martinsville is really good over the last few years. I feel like that's a pretty good one. And then Optimist thinking, I'm going with Gregson. I like old Lyle. Let's put him on there. Let's just keep the momentum rolling.
I think I'm going to take this as kind of a drop week because I've been using some heavy hitters a lot lately. But I'm going to go with Chastain. I'm going to go on a long shot here with Briscoe. I'm going to go Blaney for a strong pick. And Busher, hopefully with the short track package that RFK has, they've shown a little bit of success here and there. And then another really long shot here. I'm going to go with Preece.
There you go. Well, there you have it. Those are our 5-driver lineups. Now with the matchups, Truex versus Hamlin. I'm going Truex because I believe Truex is going to be racing with an absolute vengeance this weekend. Honestly, I was tempted to take him as my winner of this race, but I feel like he's going to be like third, fourth. He's gonna be racing way too hard, and it's gonna cost him a win here at the end. So I'll take him over Hamlin though. Screw Hamlin.
I'm gonna. This was actually a really good lineup. Of course, NASCAR's got to choose the most drama-ridden 2 cars to do this, but I'm gonna go and take Truex over Hamlin as well. I truly believe that Truex had the superior car over Hamlin in the short track package, so I'm excited to see that.
Alrighty, and then this one, Blaney versus Byron. I mean, the stats are telling me to take Blaney here, but it's Hendrick's 40th year anniversary of their Martinsville win. I mean, that's going to mean a lot. So those Hendrick cars are going to be up front. One of them is going to be in contention to win this race. And I think if any of them is, it's going to be Byron. So I'm going to take Byron over Blaney.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
It's all in the storybooks, man. Yeah. NASCAR likes the storylines, dude. That's where I'm going with that one. Next one is Gragson over Briscoe, and I mean this one's splitting absolute hairs, but
Yeah.
I've kind of just rode this Gragson train all week, so I think I'm just gonna ride with it here in the matchup as well. So Gragson over Briscoe.
I agree with Jay. This is so close. I'm gonna choose Briscoe over Gragson just to try to get a little bit of an advantage in the points over Jay, and so I'm look, you can't go wrong with either pick. But I'm going to go with Briscoe over Gragson.
Alrighty. And the final matchup here is Busch and Logano. I'm going with Busch, and purely because I think Logano maybe... it's like, where's Waldo, right? You're looking for Waldo. You might have seen him one time, or you're those people that see UFOs all the time, right? Like, oh, there's a billion UFO sightings, but never a freaking video or a picture of one of them, So I feel like that's Logano right now. I feel like he's that UFO that everybody's seen, but you haven't got proof. And I think that the one-off second place finisher at Richmond was just, I don't think he's back yet. I don't think we've found him yet. I think he's still in that milk carton a little bit, maybe missing, maybe seen, last spotted at this location. So I think I'm going to take Busch over Logano here.
I actually think this is a very good matchup as well. But I think for the sake of history and what Joey Logano has done at Martinsville, which is be an absolute bulldozer, I'm going to go with the 22 over 8. Not only because of that, but because I'm switching it up with Jay, try to get some points here. And I don't know who's going to finish better in that either. I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's just a weird one. Both of them have had kind of the same year, to be honest. I mean, it's been hit and miss. Alrighty, I think that will pretty much summarize everything. So we'll get to the point where we wind this puppy down here for this weekend, episode 63. Fun episode. A lot of rants, a lot of BS, a lot of these two idiots on the internet talking some crap. So that's fun. But nonetheless, we are 13 days away from the Dega Games, baby. I am so freaking excited. Holy cow, man. I've already been bumping my Talladega playlist. I think I played Talladega about 8 times over the last 3 days, man. I've just been bumping it, man. Talladega. Holy cow. I'm super excited.
You know what's even better than that, Jay?
What's that?
What kind of? Well, I don't know. Can you get better than Talladega? You know what? I'm going to steal it away just for a second here, Jay. Because I want to talk about tomorrow.
Yes, go for it. Let's hear about tomorrow. What do we got going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow is a very emotional, very fun day for us here at the Dega Boys channel. 1 full year that we have been broadcasting on the Dega Boys channel after Steven Downton let these 2 idiots come on board and broadcast his races. And boy, has it been a hell of a year.
Dude, it's
man,
been a ride.
have we had some absolute banger races that we got to broadcast? There's a lot to look forward to, and there is no better track to do it at than Talladega tomorrow with the Truck Series of Nexus Sim Racing Leagues. Look, there has been so much put into this broadcasting side so much behind the scenes. Actually, there's been a lot behind the scenes, whether it comes to software applications, whether it comes to buying equipment or getting support and stuff like that. There's been a lot of people who have been involved with that. But the one person I really, really want to shout out here is Steven Downton with the Nexus Sim Racing leagues. In fact, he was in the chat, the Nexus Sim Racing, a great member of our channel as well. So Steven, we're gonna have a freaking awesome time tomorrow. I can't wait. We're going to bring back some of the old sayings that we used to say. We did a watch party on our first broadcast. There's a lot of one-liner bangers in that we're going to bring back. So tune in. It's going to be really fun. Look, Jay, you could go and say what you want to say about it, but I just really, really, really want to say thank you to Steven. He not only gave us all the support and gave us our foot in the door, but also gives us support with the other leagues that we broadcast as well. So huge shout out to that guy. Man, a whole year. It's insane.
Dude,
it is insane.
It's unbelievable, man. The amount of work. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work, but yeah. Yeah, and just to grow to the length that we've grown to, like 13.9K subscribers right now, like unbelievable. I mean, it's been an absolute roller coaster. I mean, I remember when we first started this, like we're like, holy cow, we're never gonna gain subscribers. Like we were putting in hours and hours of time and resources and money to make content and just nothing was clicking, and it was like, what are we doing wrong? We tried all different types of things, and some things have stuck, some things haven't. We're still learning. We don't know what you guys want to watch, what you guys like, but we just love racing.
Your two favorite idiots on YouTube trying to figure it out.
Oh man, we couldn't have done it without any of you guys at all. I mean, and it's from the top to the bottom. It's everybody that watched a video, just even put a little like on a video or a comment or hit the subscribe button, or all the racers in all these leagues that show up on a weekly basis to come race, to give us content. Like without the drivers, we have no content. We could jump on. People say all the time we could make paint drying entertaining, but I don't know, man. We'd have to try it to see if we can make that work. So it's all the credit to the drivers, the league operators. I mean, to put the show together, all the work that they do. I mean, not a lot of people understand that. Like, so a lot of the drivers probably in the leagues don't understand it either, but all the work it takes to set up these races, to have them run every week, it's a lot of work, man. Like all the testing
and the drama, baby.
The drama, baby. Yeah, dealing with the drama is always, that's, I mean, we deal with it on our end all the time, and it's like, I know, it's all about perspective, right, Tom? Because like when we first were getting those hate comments, we're like, you know what? There's only two ways to look at this. Either one, we get really mad and discouraged, or two, we look at it as these people don't have the guts to put on a camera and come talk to the internet, and we do. So like, let's take it as a compliment, because at the end of the day, like they don't have the guts to say what we're saying. So, and we don't care. Like if people don't like what we say, I mean, it's not for everybody. It isn't. And if we can at least make one person laugh, we're cool with that.
And yeah, exactly. And Jay, who cares? Because at the end of the day, we're just the studio of two idiots.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to have fun.
And that's the whole
having fun.
Yeah, the whole base of our thing. We're the Dega Boys. We go to Talladega every year. We have a great time, have a blast, and we love racing. We love race cars, man. That's our thing. And like, we just come on here, and I mean, you can probably tell. I mean, this podcast showed a lot of it. We're just really passionate. We want everything to succeed, and like, there's a lot of stuff that's happening around the motorsports world that we just can't get behind, and that's the way it should be. The only way to grow is to got to make mistakes and learn from them, and we're just trying to help out and grow a community, grow a motorsports community, because a lot of people like racing. A lot of people are getting into racing, and I get it all the time. I get comments a lot on our videos too, Tom, where people are like, hey, I'm not a big racing fan, or I don't really watch IndyCar or whatever, and you guys have maybe want to watch it. And like, I watched it and I had a great time watching it. Now I want you guys to make more content so I can stay more informed. And those are the comments that I live for, because it's like, people don't realize you like something until you see it. You know what I mean? And like, if we can open up the door to 10 people, then we open the door to 10 more new fans and grow in the sport. So that's what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
to kind of add on to that, I saw a comment where this guy said he was out of the UK. He saw our video about beginner's guide to IndyCar, and he was like, "Hey, F1 fan out of the UK, I think I'm gonna give IndyCar a try this weekend, and thanks for the video." That's what it's all about. That is so cool. That is so cool to be able to open up the eyes of another fan of a different sports discipline to try out something else. That is so cool. Like, there's nothing cooler in this world than that, And also, there's nothing in this world cooler than somebody disagreeing with your opinion.
Yeah. Oh,
because
yeah.
also it opens up your mind, and you're like, well, maybe if I play a little bit of devil's advocate here, maybe I can see that. Maybe I can see that. And it's all about, like what Jay was saying, collaboration with the commenters. I'll tell you one thing right now. My absolute favorite part about this channel is reading your guys' comments. That's my favorite part. I love reading the comments, and sometimes I even respond to them. Most of the time it's Jay, but sometimes I can't help myself.
It's so great. Yeah, love this community. Love this community. It's so much fun. Awesome people in this community too. This is the best YouTube community on the internet right here. I'm telling you what, it's great. I love it. Noah says, "Time flies when you're having fun." Yeah, I mean it's been fun. It's been a blast since the beginning. I mean, there's been hard times. I mean, there's been struggles. Like we've gone through streaks where, I mean, we're on one right now. I mean, we're just kind of flatlined, but it's happened before. We'll just keep fighting, keep digging through it, keep making great content, and it'll eventually go back on the rise again. So I love it. I love it. It makes it all worth it, especially coming here on a Tuesday and being able to air it all out. I love it. And that was the whole point of this podcast, was just to air it out, let the community have a say, and that's kind of what we try to do here. That being said, yeah, emotional day tomorrow. Yeah. I almost want to cry thinking about it, dude. I can't believe we've been broadcasting for a year. I mean, that was kind of the basis of this channel, was the podcast and broadcasting, because I was like, man, I kind of want to do that, kind of want to broadcast. I want to be a broadcaster. Now we got big dreams and aspirations, and we'll see if we can get there one day. We can't do it without any of you guys' support, so it means the world to us. So tune in tomorrow. Should be a fun one. Trucks at Talladega, a lot of throwback, 225 mile race. Should be fun. Also, Dega games coming up, so I talked about that a little bit. But mark your calendars down on Friday, the 12th of April. We are going to be doing a prelude to the Dega games. It's going to be the Dega Boys and the King of Camo. Oh, man, I love those guys. Some of their last few videos have just been so great, dude. Holy cow. Bangers. Go check out the King of Camo. Give them some love. Tell them the Dega Boys sent you. Tell them #team Dega Boys. Tell them support your boys here as we go to take them on in the Dega games. As we're going to be doing some go-kart racing. We'll do a little bit of shooting. We'll be doing some fun drunken games there at Talladega. It should be pretty entertaining. We'll have a whole
no firearms involved there.
The firearms have a dedicated day. Yeah. Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna meet a lot of other people too at Talladega. We have a big group of people that we go with every year, so you get to meet a bunch of them. And you've seen Donovan, Jared around the channel a little bit. They'll be there as well with us. So it should be a great time. I'm excited for it. Excited to bring that content to you guys. Like, see what it's like to go to Dega. And if you guys are going to Dega, come hang out with the boys. You can't miss us.
Yes.
We'll be there. We'll be there for sure. So come say hi. Come hang out with us. Come have some beers with us. Come eat some food with us. Come hang out. Pop up your lawn chair. Come hang out. Spend the whole weekend with us. Who cares? We'd love it. We'd love it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, we'd love it. Alrighty. Yes. Make sure to go follow us on all of our socials. Go follow us on X, Patreon, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Cool thing about Patreon is, especially if you subscribe now, all of our crash compilation videos that are not YouTube friendly are on there. So the full length ones, the ones that I had to edit I didn't have to edit out all the stuff that got copyright strikes. So yeah, go check those out. They're really fun. Also, with the Dega games coming up, there's gonna be a lot of content that is not going to be YouTube friendly. It's going to be on that Patreon. You are not going to want to miss the adventures. You might see some, I don't know. If it's anything like last year, Tom, I mean, we're going to have some great content. I don't want to spoil it too much.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Alrighty. thanks to all of our channel supporters as well. I want to give a big shout out to Josh Kreider. He's a big channel supporter. He's an ultimate diehard supporter too. He just got his merch. It's swagged out now. He's all Big Daddy NASCAR swagged out too. It's super cool. Next to Sim Racing, there was Steven Dowden. Thank you so much as well. Dallas Seward, one of our original members. I think he's closing in on 7 or 8 months as a member on our channel. Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We got to get you on some more broadcasters. We know what we need to do tomorrow is we need to have Dallas be our in-race reporter. That's what we need. We need that.
Yes.
That's what
Yes,
we need.
we do.
We need some good action content. So if you're listening, Dallas, we're gonna see if we can hook that up. And then also, I'm missing a couple here. Mad Duck, yeah, Daniel Maddox, big supporter of our channel as well. Thank you so much. Richard Latuke, I believe I got that right. Thank you for your support, man. We appreciate it a ton. I feel like I'm still forgetting somebody here, Tom. I really do.
Helltaps.
Telltaps, yes, our boy Telltaps. Yeah. Thanks for supporting the channel. We'll see you in some more races here soon. Get you some IndyCar stuff here, and we'll see you maybe if you're racing in the Backmarkers League. That's on Thursday, so hopefully see you there racing as well. I believe that will basically do this podcast. Tom, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off for the evening here?
Yeah, remember to save a pup and abolish the ATF.
And there it is. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Steven, Noah in the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Appreciate that. Keeping it lively up here in the chat. And with that being said, we'll see y'all tomorrow for an emotional 1 year, official 1 year of broadcasting here on the Digga Boys channel. And many, many more great content, live streams, and years to come. Love it. But thank you guys again, and we will all see you in the next week's podcast. We'll see you tomorrow as well, and have a good rest of your evening.
Are you a big man? Huh? I'm talking to you.
What?
You wake up in the morning, you say, I put on my big boy pants. Look, I'm wearing a belt. I got big boy pants on. You take your lunch because you got big boy pants on? You got your big boy pants and your snack? I can say big loud things. I can be demonstrative.
Stop!
We don't do this.
You're scaring the shit out of me, man. Stop it!
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
What the hell are you doing, man?
You